Apple has just wrapped up its iPhone 12 launch event, and we have 4 new phones in 3 new sizes, and they all have 5G. This is everything you need to know about the new iPhone 12 series. I'm Andrew Martonik with Digital Trends, and there's a lot to get to, so let's jump right into it. There are 4 new iPhone 12s, the iPhone 12 mini, iPhone 12, iPhone 12 Pro, and iPhone 12 Pro Max. It's a bit of a word salad, and when you lay it all out, it's a little bit confusing, so here's the general breakdown. The iPhone 12 mini has a 5.4-inch display. The iPhone 12 and 12 Pro both have a 6.1-inch display, which is larger than their predecessors. And on the highest end, you have the iPhone 12 Pro Max with a 6.7-inch display. That's getting really, really big. But the bigger thing here is to remember that the design has also changed. It's not just the iPhone 11 design scaled up, and that means you're getting a bigger display, but it's not necessarily a bigger overall phone. Instead of the rounded pillow-like shape of the iPhone 10, 10s, and 11, you get a slab-sided, sharp-edged phone, more like the iPhone 5 or the iPhone 4, which I know a lot of people remember as the best iPhone design. So with those flat edges and smaller bezels around those larger displays, you get an overall phone that's basically the same size. Now, of course, we still have to get them in our hands and see how they feel, how they present themselves, how well they fit in your pocket. In the case of the iPhone 12 Pro Max, probably not that well, before we can really judge them. But the nice thing is, Apple finally changed the design. It finally did something new there in a line that frankly got a little bit boring for a while. Something that's really spicing it up is new colors. For the 12 mini and the 12, you get 5 new colors. You get blue, black, product red, a light green, and a white. So you get a wide range of color options. They're pretty standout, honestly, not just the red, but the bright green and that deep, like kind of oceany blue is fully new for the iPhone line, and that really separates them and makes them look a little different, even if you're just gonna throw a case on it like we know we all do. Now for the Pro models, both the Pro and the Pro Max, you get just 4 colors, but you get that same deep blue, which is really nice. It's a continuity between the two lines. Then you get a graphite color, kind of like a gray, a champagne gold, a lighter color, and you get a white, of course. And the difference with the Pro models is notable, I guess you'd say. They kind of have more of a matte finish to them, kind of like the iPhone 11 Pro models, so that distinguishes them. And then of course the colors are different shades and you don't get the bright colors that kind of pop and take over your attention away from the fact that the lower end models are lower end and less capable. All right, so let's get into what makes these phones really actually exciting. So it's all about the technology that's inside. 5G is available in all 4 phones, and the reason why 5G is such a big deal is really for the future. As we've talked about before, 5G networks are in their infancy. They don't really have a lot of the backhaul behind them that the 4G networks have, and really, especially in the case of Verizon, you're not gonna see 5G all that often. This is something for next year and the year after that and the year after that. When you hold on to these phones for 3 years, you want to have 5G there. But right now, it's not that big of a deal. So moving on, something that you're going to use all the time are the new camera systems. For the iPhone 12 and 12 mini, you just have 2 cameras. You have the same ultra-wide camera as before on the iPhone 11, but the new main camera is where things are improved. Still a 12 megapixel sensor, but you have a new 7-element lens for better clarity and a wider f1.6 aperture, which is a big deal for low light performance. Apple is talking about a 27% improvement in low light performance. And speaking of low light, across all the cameras, front and back, you're getting Apple's night mode. So that used to be reserved to just the main camera. Now you can use it with the ultra wide and with the selfie front camera. Now, things get really interesting with the iPhone 12 Pro's cameras. You get the same new and improved main sensor with that new wider aperture, better low light performance, but you also get a new telephoto camera, but only on the 12 Pro Max because they have more space to work with it. This is where things are very, very interesting. It's a new sensor that has a new system of optical image stabilization where it stabilizes the sensor itself rather than the lens. This is something that high-end digital SLR cameras do, and it should dramatically improve zoom performance and low light performance because remember, again, you can take low light photos with all of the lenses now. That new telephoto camera on the Max is also longer, so it's a 2.5x optical zoom over the main sensor, whereas the 12 Pro has just a regular 2x. Now, of course, you're gonna see them talk about 4x and 5x. That's just because that's times the ultra wide sensor. So don't get too confused there. You really don't have crazy zoom levels like you do on some of Samsung's latest phones. And with the new A14 Bionic chip inside all of the iPhones, but specifically enabled in the iPhone 12 Pro, you get deep fusion processing, or Apple's computational photography and crazy algorithms working on all 4 cameras. So you can use it on all 3 of the rear cameras and on the front camera. So much like it's enabled low light photos on all of the different cameras on the iPhone 12, you get the additional processing for better clarity and sharpness and management of textures on all 4 of the cameras on the Pro models. And something also exclusive to the iPhone 12 Pro and 12 Pro Max is Dolby Vision recording. So this is a big deal if you want to go all out with your video recording, but honestly, most people are not going to notice the difference. They just want to take a quick and stable and good looking video, and any of these phones will be able to do that for you. Now, one big thing that caught everyone off guard, came way out of left field, I didn't see it, the leakers didn't see it, is MagSafe. Now, you remember that name from old MacBooks that had the magnetic charging cable? Well, this is kind of like that. There are really strong magnets in the back of all 4 iPhone models that let you attach multiple different kinds of accessories to the back of the phone. So that can be just regular old cases, so they can clip onto the back of the phone instead of going around the bezels, or it can be smaller little pouches. Apple showed off a little wallet case that can snap on the back of the phone and hang out there together. Now, the big thing is that you can also use magnetic chargers like old MagSafe chargers did. Now, it works very similar to the Apple Watch charger. It's just a nice little metal puck. You put it up pretty close to the phone, snaps in place, and you know you're charging. Apple's also releasing a Duo charger, a wireless charging pad that you can toss the iPhone on and it will snap into place as well. This is a big improvement, especially considering that the Apple iPhone 12 range still uses Lightning. It does not use USB-C. That's really a bummer. All right, now let's wrap this all up. Pricing and availability. How much is it gonna cost you and when can you get it? The iPhone 12 mini starts at just $699, the iPhone 12 at $799, iPhone 12 Pro, now with more storage, 128 gigabytes space is $999, same price, and the iPhone 12 Pro Max, only $1099. Not too bad across the range considering that all of these Android phones, like Samsung's highest end Galaxies, are well north of $1,000. But of course, you're gonna need to buy some additional accessories, and you're probably gonna get invested in MagSafe and all sorts of other things. It's gonna get a little spendy. One thing to remember, Apple is not including headphones or a charger brick in these phone boxes. It's letting them cut down on e-waste, which is a great thing, and also cut down on the size of the box and, cut down on its cost, which it is apparently handing off to you. I know that was a whole lot to take in, but there's your quick overall primer of the iPhone 12 series, the iPhone 12 mini, iPhone 12, iPhone 12 Pro, and iPhone 12 Pro Max. Be sure to let us know down in the comments what you're thinking about Apple's new strategy with all these phones, the differentiated features, the new colors, 5G, the new specs, everything they have to offer. And what we really want to know is, are you going to pre-order one? Are you going to buy one when they're available? Let us know down below.